Who's Brian Rosen?
Hi. Well, Brian Rosen is the former CEO of America's #1 wine and spirit retailer in Chicago called Sam's Liquors. We began our business in 1933, right after Prohibition, and we grew to be the nation's #1 wine and spirit retailer. That's who Brian Rosen is. I was CEO of this $100 million liquor store, for lack of a better word.
Got it. And tell me about how you see liquor retail right now as an entity. What's going on in the world of liquor retail?
Well, liquor retail is tough. You've got 400,000 roughly independent retailers around America and about 17 regional chains. So the independent retailer really is at a disadvantage with how they buy, how they market, and how they communicate to the consumer. If you're not one of those 17 big boys, you really have to do whatever you can within your power to become a better retailer and optimize every single transaction that comes through your door.
What do you think retailers should be looking at in order to modernize their business and make sure that they can stay competitive as Amazon and Total Wine put more downward pressure on the industry?
Yeah, well look, I mean, if you're not in the technology game as an independent retailer in America, you're at a disadvantage right away. You're at a deep competitive disadvantage. Technology should be every part of how you transact your business, from your marketing to your data reading to your POS to your card processing. So if you're not in that game, if you're not using the advantages that are available to you, oftentimes for free, then you're really missing the boat as far as being able to optimize every single sale.
What do liquor retailers understand about their business right now with the technology or lack of technology that they have, and what should they understand about their business? What do they have as the baseline, and what should they be looking at, and how should they be looking at their business?
Well, look, asked another way, the only data that's readily available is your average cart. That's really the easiest data to get for any retailer. What is the transactions that come in your store, that come through your POS, and the amount of those transactions, your average cart. But that only tells half the story. You don't really get a good visual of what's inside that basket, what's inside that cart. And so you can have this base knowledge, and that makes you smart, but if you combine it with other knowledge, other ways to dissect the transaction, that makes you brilliant. And you're going to need to be brilliant to compete in today's really tough retail environment.
What do you think 3x3 can do for the independent retailer?
What can't it do, right? I mean, if I was in business today, which I'm not, but if I was in the liquor retail business today, I would have 3x3 in every one of my stores. Being able to dissect the cart, knowing what brands sell with what brands, that will help you with your shelf set, that will help you with your planograms, that will help you with your average gross margin, and that will help you increase your retail basket. When you increase your basket, you increase your net income, you increase the money you have to buy your daughter braces.
Got it. How do you think 3x3 can be disruptive and valuable to the industry as a whole?
Well, data. Data is the name of the game. If you have the data, you can make smart decisions. When you make smart decisions, you become better at everything you do. So whether you're an importer or a Diageo or an LVMH or Moët Hennessy or one of those type of companies, Pernod Ricard, or you're a retailer, if you have the data, you can make smart decisions. And you know where to advertise your brand, you know how to price your brand, you know where your brand is pulling. So all of those touch points can really add value to any business, no matter where you are on the 3-tier.
What should retailers be most scared of?
Retailers should be most scared of big box competition and depersonalizing the sale. When you train the consumer that it's only about price, then you've lost already. You've got to be able to sell your brand, and I'm talking your retail brand, on service, selection, knowledge, and a way to communicate with the consumer that they benefit. If you're only on price, that's going to be a downward fight to the end, and you're going to lose because the Walmarts, the Total Wines, the BevMos, the Amazons, price is not their, that's what they use as their hammer. So if you can be smarter as you sell your goods, you're going to make more money, you're going to be more competitive, and you're going to be a better asset to the consumer that walks in your door.
How should retailers be thinking about where to start, where to look, and how to begin that journey to become competitive, not just on price, but to create that experience?
Well, look, I mean, 3x3 is a tool they should absolutely look at. It's a free tool. It gives them all the data they need to make smart merchandising decisions and smart planogram decisions, especially coming into OND or SOND, where we are now, end of year. You have an opportunity where 43+% of your business comes to you in the last 6 weeks of the year. If you can make smart decisions now, then that will benefit you during your quiet period, which will be January, February, March.
Anything that you'd want to tell independent retailers who happen to stumble across this video, or if we can get this in front of people, what would you want to say to the independent retailer that is looking to compete?
Well, that's a great question, and for that, I'm going to go right to you. I was an independent retailer, and I did not have any of the tools that are out there right now. The internet was in its infancy, and data mining, data collection did not exist. If you have these tools available to you, I highly recommend, as a 3-time Retailer of the Year with MarketWatch magazine and a 1-time Retailer of the Year with Wine Enthusiast, I highly recommend that you use all the tools available to you, because the competition is coming, and they are coming for you, independent. And if you don't use everything available to you, it's going to be a nuclear winter, I think they call that. And so these tools are available to you. They're free. The guys at 3x3 are good. They're smart, and they'll help you be better at what you do, which is retailing adult beverage.